Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with our weekly recap for the week of the 1st of February 2018. Currently, there's no challenge, and that's after the Zatanna challenge has expired. No new challenge has come to replace it. And so I guess you can read into that what you will.
So I want to say a couple things actually, right? So it's not unusual for challenges to be delayed, and there's been speculation across some forums that I take a look at. And it's, sometimes that happens with an update, but sometimes not.
Yeah.
A good example of that was there was, I think, at least a few weeks in Android, for example, when we got no challenge when we were waiting for Red Sun Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And, people on iOS were really happy they got it until they got banned. Because
For having it, yeah.
Yeah, so as soon as they got the character, they went online and got banned because somebody, I think on the Warner Brothers side, forgot to update the list of things that were bannable, and it triggered an automatic ban.
Something wrong happened somewhere.
So I've got mixed feelings about this, right? So, update, good for new content, but to me it's a bad sign for the Tantu Totem, which still hasn't shown up. And if I recall correctly, and I might not, characters have been delayed past their updates, right? So there's been an example, I think, of Earth 2 Solomon Grundy. It was that update, I think, where he didn't show up in his own update but showed up in the next one. But I can't remember any gear that was delayed past its update that actually still showed up. So for example,
that's true.
Crown of Krypton never showed up. I think everything else came through on its sort of expected update. So I hope I'm wrong in both ways. I hope we get an update soon, but I also hope that we see Tantu Totem soon.
Yeah, for sure. The online multiplayer award is for Cloak of Destiny. It's been out a lot of times now. There's been a lot of opportunities to get it.
So, yeah, most people who are listening to this probably have it, but if you don't, it is definitely great legendary gear. There isn't any other gear that gives you the damage boost to stunned opponents.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it, go for it. It's really good.
There's nothing new in the store from last week.
Yeah.
Survivor is still messed up in Android, still shows LexCorp, and still gives Suicide Squad gears.
Right.
Moving on to current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. And this time, it's going to be a lot different than it normally is. Normally, we say the current glitches, and then we end up saying, what most people care about, there's no working credit glitch, there's no working last laugh ticket glitch. What's crazy is we get to start out with it. There's a working credit glitch and a working last laugh ticket glitch, and they're the same glitch.
Same technique, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I consider them the same thing, pretty much, just with different results.
I guess that's true. I mean, when you think about it like that, too, I mean, there's a bunch of people mentioning in our comments that the same technique works on Breakthrough, which it does.
Yeah.
And I actually, we have footage of that, and we never got around to making a video out of it because when we ran out of time, we prioritized the credit part and the last laugh ticket, which is actually something different than what everybody's seeing. Because when you use it for Breakthrough, it's still the same idea of getting through the fights and winning it without actually having to fight it.
I mean, we might end up making a video just so that people who are specifically looking for Breakthrough glitches or people who didn't see the other ones or for whatever reason have a chance to see it. But for anybody watching this video, if we do post a video, it's going to be the exact same technique, but just applied to Breakthrough.
Right. Because it's the idea of just not having to fight and still getting credit for winning the fight.
Yeah, so that video we might end up making just if people are interested in it, but we don't need to for anybody who watches our other stuff.
But maybe the priority for the next one we're going to do with that technique, because lots of people are mentioning that the same technique works in Breakthrough, or sorry, in MP Online too.
Yeah.
And we know that because we've been doing it, and we're going to try to post something soon, but we strongly recommend against using it.
For a lot of reasons, really.
Yeah, in principle, but for the practical reason is that there's a really high risk of getting your account suspended. Even though we haven't seen reports of it yet, it's pretty...
Yeah, much higher than normal for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I think they would have to adapt and actually try to ban you because of it, but I don't think it would be very hard to figure a way to get that done.
It's one of those things where if you use it, it's going to be so obvious.
It's really risky. It's a risk that you definitely don't need to take.
Yep.
Yeah. Getting to the maybe less interesting glitches now, the Breakthrough glitch is still working, and we've cut and pasted into the description a comment from a viewer with a solution for people who are having problems.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't confirm whether this works since we're not having the same problem, and that's for Android.
Yeah, the challenge reset glitch is...
Oh, actually, you know what? We should mention that the last laugh ticket and the power credit glitch is for Android only.
That's true, we can't test for iOS.
Right. But comments are saying that basically it does not work for iOS.
Yeah, I mean, challenge reset glitch is still working, tested and confirmed up until the most recent challenge ended. We have no reason to believe that it has suddenly stopped working,
Yeah,
but I guess technically at the moment we can't confirm that it is working.
And it's quite possible by the time this video goes up that there will be a new challenge.
Yeah.
And something else will have happened. It's
in the next couple hours.
Yeah, it's one of the issues of trying to be timely and doing it at the beginning of what's usually a challenge or near the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Is that sometimes we'll get burnt if something happens maybe a day or two late.
Yeah, the airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for random drops, last laugh tickets, just resetting results on stuff that you don't want. Time shifting still works in Android for survivor play and energy recharges. As always, return your countdown clock back to normal before you finish.
Alright, so the free energy without having to watch the video probably still works if you still have the working button for free energy. We're still stuck and still working on a solution to the grayed out button. We're not there yet. Anybody with tips or leads would be much appreciated.
We've got a comment from Dragons952 in the description to help out iOS users if the free energy button's grayed out. As with the other thing, we can't actually comment on whether or not it works because we can't test it for ourselves. We aren't on iOS and aren't having that problem on iOS.
Right.
The promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked, hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14. Still not testable, still not usable. Keeping it in there until we can confirm that it's not usable.
Right, until it fails.
Yeah. And I guess to finish up, it's the first of the month, and what that means is our Patreon just paid out. So we got our first month from our 2 patron supporters. So that's been kind of an interesting milestone.
Thank you, Alberto.
Yeah, thank you, Alberto Jr. Camarillo.
Technically, it's Alberto Camarillo Jr.
I guess so.
But I guess when you have to put it into the fields in your name, you can't really stick the junior at the end of your... It wouldn't be right to stick it after your surname. Right?
Either way, in an upcoming video soon, you will hear his dulcet tones reading us out, as it were, as the outro to our video. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.